Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Regional Admission Counselors of California College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. I want to draw your attention to the Q&A button on the screen. Please use the Q&A feature to ask questions of our presenters at any time. We're going to be hearing from 5 universities this evening, and they are super excited to answer your questions and to share with you about their universities. So don't be shy, ask questions about each university, about the application. Really anything related to college admission is fair game tonight. Know that your camera and your microphone are turned off so the panelists won't be able to see or hear you. So the Q&A feature is really the only way you have to interact with us. This is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this College Fair series, so be sure to sign up for others. The presentation will be recorded and it'll be available, as are all of the other presentations. So you can find those within about a week at strivescan.com/RACC. That's the same place where you can register for more sessions. So I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters. And the first presenter is Sarah from Washington State University.
Thanks, Josh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Buswell. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions at Washington State University. I'm also a proud graduate of WSU. I was born and raised in the state of Washington, went off to WSU, and I never looked back, I suppose. But I'd like to start with this photo here as kind of my entry slide as an example of what WSU encompasses. It really is a large college in a rural area. And if this photo doesn't showcase that, I'm not sure what will. It takes about 15 minutes to get from one side of campus to other. You'll see this beautiful red brick. It's in theme from the oldest building on campus to the newest buildings on campus. It's quite iconic. One thing that you can't see in this photo is the area of downtown Pullman. WSU is a college town, and nestled in the hills above the city of Pullman is Washington State University. WSU is on the eastern side of the state. So most out-of-state or non-resident students, when they're thinking of Washington, they're thinking of Seattle, Olympia, Tacoma. Maybe you've thought of Spokane, but Pullman, Washington is in the southeast corner of Washington. We're about 4.5 hours east of Seattle and about 1.5 hours south of Spokane. Spokane is going to be the next largest city outside of the Pullman area. Really, in eastern Washington, you're going to get that 4 seasons climate weather, intense winters, hot, warm, sunny summers, which I'm so looking forward to, mild spring and fall, but more agricultural land space. It really is rural for the most part. As far as the eye can see, you're looking at agricultural land space. This is a shot of the Pullman area, and up here in the hillside, you can see campus, and this is the downtown Pullman region. Pullman, being a college town, is fantastic for non-resident students alike. We're not a commuter campus, which means that when our in-state students, out-of-state students, the weekend arrives, everyone remains in Pullman, Washington. No one's really leaving Pullman. No one's really going out of town. The student body, the student life revolves around staying in Pullman for the entire school year. Just about 2/3 of the entire population of Pullman, they're college students. The people you see at the grocery store, the bowling alley, the movie theater, at concerts, at football games, they're all college students. There are 33,000 total residents in Pullman, and just over 20,000 of them are WSU students. A lot of mom and pop restaurants. It is a smaller town. Yes, you'll have Starbucks and Arby's and McDonald's and Taco Bell, but more often students are dining in the restaurants that line Main Street, which are businesses that have been there for generations from families that have lived in Pullman for generations. Student life, that is a big piece of that puzzle, or to the question of why WSU, it's the student life. Students will come to WSU because they're looking for the traditional college experience. They want Pac-12 sports. They want to join as many clubs as they can imagine. They want to meet every student and their next friends on campus. And Pullman is a space where all of that can happen. About 1/4 of our students are a part of Greek life, so a fraternity or a sorority on campus. More than 87,000 hours of community service are donated back to the community. And I think that kind of speaks to the heart of a traditional WSU student. They recognize that in this small college town, there really is nothing outside of that college itself. So they put a lot of time and effort into making it a special place for the next generation that comes to WSU. So on your weekends, you might be at a Cougar football game, you might be studying for your next exam, or maybe you are at the Humane Society, walking cats and dogs. Maybe you're working in Habitat for Humanity. This photo here, it's what a traditional Cougar football Saturday would look like. Of course, that did not happen in the fall of 2020. Pac-12 sports were not offered in person for fans or for spectators, but we hope to see something similar in fall 2021 and beyond. The town almost doubles, if not triples in size because of Pac-12 sporting events. It's certainly a lot of fun to be a part of things like Cougar Football Saturday. Academics, we do have more than 200 different programs on our campus, and they are all non-impacted. Our programs are built to be completed in 4 years. We expect our students to graduate in 4 years. In fact, many of our students, on top of graduating in 4 years, they're able to double major, so graduate with 2 degree areas. We are a Tier 1 R1 institute, meaning that there's a high level of research activity at all levels within all academic programs on campus. Some programs will require study abroad. Some programs, it's an opportunity or an option for you to consider, but I like to treat it as the salad bar. It's up to you to choose where you'd like to go, when you'd like to go. There's a program out there. If you're looking to elevate that academic experience, the Honors College is something I highly recommend. Smaller class sizes, more discussion-based courses, and really acting as a springboard or a prep program for those post-grad options. A quick snippet of what our cost of attendance. A typical non-resident is paying about $39,000 total. A WUI recipient is at about $28,920. WUI, or that Western Undergraduate Exchange, is offered to all non-resident students with a 3.6 unweighted GPA or higher. Applying is quite easy. Submit an application, transcripts. We no longer use test scores for our admission process, but we are looking at college academic preparedness, grade trends, strength of schedule, and so on. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll drop my email, I'll drop my phone number in the chat, or you can email our general line here.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And our next presenter is Ricardo from Loyola University in New Orleans.
Hello, good evening. Welcome, everyone. Again, my name is Ricky Alarcon with Loyola University, New Orleans. My institution is located in the city of New Orleans. Let's see here. When I share my screen here, there you go. And so I cover everything. I actually live in Texas, but I cover all Western United States. So California is another part of our territory, my territory. California, Texas, Florida are top 3 states. So we do love our California students. Again, Loyola is located in the city of New Orleans. We are a private Jesuit institution. And roughly about 3,200 students, as you see here. We offer 110 different academic programs. And so I'm going to try to cram as much information within the next few minutes. This next slide basically talks about our incoming class. So as you see, a lot of our students do come from out of state. I mentioned our top 3 states. We do have a lot of students that are first time in college. So we do provide excellent resources for those students, tutoring, mentoring, success coaches, so forth. And then this is just a copy of the numbers for our breakdown of our students. And you notice we do have quite a few students of color at our campus. I think that just reflects the city and the diversity of New Orleans. And so our student body definitely reflects that as well. We are located in the uptown area of the city, in the neighborhood area. If you're familiar with New Orleans, we're located, this is the downtown area, and we're just located just west off of St. Charles Street that kind of runs east to west here. And so again, very close to downtown. If you're familiar with Tulane, another large institution, that's actually our next door neighbor. And so a lot of students that come visit New Orleans, Loyola will also visit Tulane as well. But again, we're happy to help you with that. Again, our academic programs and what we offer, we have 3 basic colleges. What we're mostly known for falls into the College of Music and Media. So we have your traditional music programs, vocal performance, but also we have like music industry studies, urban electronic music production for those songwriters, beat makers. We have theater, and actually that music and media also houses our journalism and public relations majors as well. And of course, digital filmmaking. I didn't know if you catch it on one of the previous slides that New Orleans is very known for being a great location for film production, TV shows, and et cetera. So they do utilize our students. Our probably number 2 is a business school. So we are a port city. So commerce, trade, very important. Accounting, management typically are those majors that are very popular. And then our arts and sciences will hold the rest of our programs. Our sciences, biology, chemistry tend to be very popular. We do have pre-health, pre-med options. Marine biology is an option that follows under our biology program. 4 psychology, and 5 is criminal justice. Again, we are a Jesuit institution, and I think that's what's become popular with criminal justice is our students that want to kind of make an impact with the criminal justice system. And so this next few slides talk about a little bit more about our programs, but I kind of want to spend some time about what students do on campus or what they do outside of campus. Study abroad, a third of our students will study abroad. So we do offer those options. We do have an honors program, again, kind of like other colleges and universities. For those students that want to kind of learn classes in a different style and different manner, they will offer more seminar-based and then more discussion-based classes. And I do kind of want to hit on our admission criteria for this upcoming year. We are test blind here at Loyola, so test scores are not required for admissions and scholarships. So when I talk to students, basically what we will look at is these items right here, your high school transcript. We will look at the GPA, the rigor, what kind of courses were taken, if they took honors, pre-AP, AP, IB, we will look at that. Letters of recommendation from a teacher and a counselor as well, we'll look at that. And a personal statement, basically that's the essay. And again, that's part of the holistic review that we will do. We use the common application, and there's no application fee for students to apply. It opens August 1st, and then our deadlines are listed right there to the right, with November 15th being our early action deadline. But I definitely tell students to apply by February 15th to be considered for our scholarships. Students that want to go into music and media might have a portfolio or interview that they might have to supplement their application. So just once the students apply, we'll let you know how to submit those. Our merit scholarships, these scholarships are 4 years. And so we got some great scholarships that we offer. Again, test blind, so we will use that GPA, extracurricular activities, the essay, letter recommendations to award our scholarships. And then this is our tuition and fees for this year. And so again, I'll drop my information in the chat box. I do invite students to come visit. We do have limited amount of tours, in-person tours that we're offering, but definitely got some great virtual options. So definitely get in touch with me if you have further questions. And then I'll hand it over now to our next presenter.
Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Vanessa Aya, and I use pronouns she, her, and I am with the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, or UCCS campus. So UCCS is a part of the all-public Research University of Colorado system. We're the youngest and the smallest in the CU system. Not small by any means. We actually have 12,000 students that attend Colorado Springs. So when you look at not just our system, but all public and private universities in the state of Colorado, we're actually considered medium size, and we're not young by any means. Our campus was founded a little over 50 years ago. We're not too far on a plane for California students, so about a 2.5 hour flight into Denver, which is the big airport. That's about an hour north of us. Or you can fly into the closer Colorado Springs airport, and that would only put you about 20 minutes away from campus. And of course, we have students who drive because if you live on campus or when you live on campus, included in your room and your housing and dining is parking if you wanted to do that. All right, but in terms of programs, we have a wide variety of majors that we offer at the Colorado Springs campus, and we divide them into 6 different areas. California students often ask me about our College of Business and our College of Engineering and Applied Science. We have the traditional areas in both of those, but we have several unique programs that are kind of tied to the organizations that are in the city of Colorado Springs. So in business, yes, we do marketing and accounting and finance and international business, but we also have a sport management program in the city of Colorado Springs. We have one of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers, the headquarters for the U.S. Olympic Committee, and at least 20 national governing bodies of sport. And so sport management, we also have on the health sciences side, related majors. And so you can see on my list here, I do get asked a lot about our Helen and Arthur E. Johnson Bethel College of Nursing and Health Sciences, which does include nursing, athletic training, nutrition, etc. I forgot to mention with the engineering school, while we do have traditional areas in electrical and mechanical and computer science, computer engineering, we also have cybersecurity. We have a Bachelor of Innovation. In the city of Colorado Springs is also the U.S. Air Force Academy, right up, just 10 minutes north of us, and then down the one and only freeway that runs north-south in the state of Colorado, I-25, is NORAD, and NORAD keeps our skies safe. With their presence, we have more than several defense contractors that have offices in the city of Colorado Springs, and so students often will find internships with these areas like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. And then of course, those organizations are also looking for students as they're getting ready to finish their degree with us. Also on the list, we've got our School of Public Affairs, which includes criminal justice and social work, our education college, which if you're interested in being certified as a teacher, we have related degrees. And then finally, our College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences, where biology, pre-med, psychology, communication are very popular. Those programs go all the way up to the doctor level. Of course, when it comes time for you to apply to the university, you can apply as a deciding student or undeclared student. This just highlights a new building related to these human and health sciences area, just opened in fall 2020, and it's a great space for students in these areas. It's got your classroom, classroom settings there. For example, if you're going to need to take anatomy and physiology, that's where the cadaver lab is. We also have, of course, undergraduate research opportunities happening in this building. And on faculty, when it comes to human sciences, we actually have at least 8 medical doctors or MD who are seeing patients in this building. So our students really get a nice exposure, clinical wise, classroom wise, and then research wise through the Hibble Center. So definitely check that out. When it comes to scholarships and aid, I like to mention a few things. The first thing we do for California students automatically upon their acceptance to any major except for nursing is the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, or WUI for short. And so that's something we do automatically for all majors except nursing. For our nursing students, we do consider them instead for the PEAK scholarship, which brings nursing students almost to the same amount as WUI tuition. These 2 scholarships on the bottom are just 2 examples of a wide variety of scholarships that we have. The Chancellor Leadership Class Scholarship is an example of a stackable scholarship. So that can be on top of the WUI or the PEAK scholarship. The Presidential Scholarship is an example of a non-stackable award because it actually does better than the WUI or the PEAK scholarship. WUI is usually resident tuition times 1.5, whereas the presidential is resident tuition times 1.1. So pretty darn close to what our state of Colorado residents pay. Finally, this is a beautiful shot. I'm going to use my last 20 seconds for you to take this in. That is beautiful Pikes Peak Mountain off in the distance. This shot was actually taken from one of our mild hiking mountain biking trails that sit above the hill that we sit on in the city of Colorado Springs. We do get all 4 seasons, which is something I appreciate, having grown up in Hawaii. And I often joke with my California students, if I can handle it, you most certainly can as well. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. And next we will hear from Joanne at the University of Massachusetts Lowell.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne Germano with the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. And I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm actually based down in San Diego, so I'm in your time zone, but I'm originally from Massachusetts, so I can tell you about the weather. I imagine many of you haven't been to our campus or Massachusetts in general, so I like to start with a video here.
The University of Massachusetts Lowell is a nationally ranked public research university committed to transforming hardworking students into leaders and innovators. With more than 120 majors and more than 70 master's and doctoral programs, UMass Lowell is renowned for its excellence in engineering, computer science, criminal justice, healthcare, and entrepreneurship. Integrated throughout the historic Mill City of Lowell, Massachusetts, UMass Lowell's 18,300 students study in world-class facilities on a vibrant, modern campus. The UMass Lowell Riverhawks compete in the NCAA's Division I, led by its perennial powerhouse men's hockey team. UMass Lowell's focus on co-ops, internships, and experiential learning help explain why its alumni enjoy among the highest starting and mid-career salaries for public university graduates in the nation.
So here's a snapshot of our university. You can get a direct flight into Boston from several airports here in California, and then jump on the train right in downtown Boston and get to our campus in about 35 to 40 minutes. So you won't need a car. It's very easy to get around. We're right on the Merrimack River, so it's a very scenic campus. Mid-sized public research university. We have a little over 11,000 undergrads, but our average class size is 25 because we have over 500 full-time professors. All of our majors are direct entry, so you start right in the program. We even have a direct entry nursing program. Within as little as 3.5 years, you can have your bachelor's in nursing. All of our programs are very hands-on. If you want anything in the STEM, business, criminal justice, or psychology, we have 4+1 tracks in those where you could do a bachelor's and a master's in just 5 years. Also, if you're interested in the STEM, with 6 extra classes, you could be part of our You Teach program where you will earn a teaching credential at the middle school and high school level. Most popular programs are going to be engineering, business, criminal justice, and biology at our university. We're also pretty geographically diverse. We have students coming from all 50 states, over 100 different countries. We were the first school in the country to have plastics engineering. Those students do a lot of work with prosthetics. We are also the first school in the country to have sound recording technology. We have about 8 recording studios on campus. So that's our audio engineering program. That's excellent. We are a big co-op school. We partner with a lot of big companies, including Bay Systems. Raytheon owns a floor of our engineering facility. We've also done co-ops with Tesla. I usually tell students you can get your degree from us in Massachusetts, but come back to California with a job, because if you set your co-op up with an employer back in California, chances are that will turn into a job at graduation. 95% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation. We also partner with Massachusetts General Hospital and the Boston Children's Hospital if you're interested in any healthcare option. We have a lot of fun on campus. We're Division I in athletics. We have what's called living learning communities. So if you are an engineering major or a business major, you can choose to live in a specific hall where there's other engineering majors of all classes or other business majors of all classes. We also have 25 different intramural and club sports on campus. In a normal year, we have 10 concerts. We've had Drake, Billy Joel, Snoop Dogg. They've all come to campus to perform. We've also had Oprah on campus to help fundraise scholarships for our students. If you're interested in studying abroad, we have 300 different options among 40 different countries available to you, and we have scholarships available for that. We look for a strong B average. Our averages are right on the screen, but we are test optional. We've been test optional for about 5 years now, and we plan on continuing that. We also have great scholarships for our out-of-state students. They range from $10,000 to $20,000 based on your grades. And if you submit tests, we'll look at the tests also for scholarships. They renew until you earn your bachelor's, as long as you maintain a 3.0. We have an exciting event coming up, including our junior preview day on April 24th. You could check that out and sign up and register on our website. We also have campus tours available in person, as well as our virtual tour on our website. That is my email. I'd love to talk to you more, but now we are going to head to Nebraska. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joanne. And next, we'll hear from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Great, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. My name is Natasha Roberts. I am the Regional Recruitment Specialist here in California for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. My pronouns are she and her. We are a large public research university located in, you guessed it, Lincoln, Nebraska. We are a land-grant university and the flagship institution for the state of Nebraska. With just over 20,000 undergraduate students from all over the country and world, we are one of the smaller populations and most affordable schools within the Big Ten. We have a 17-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, our average class size being 31, so we do a fantastic job of making that large school feel small. We really pride ourselves on giving personalized, individualized attention to every single student. We are a part of the Big Ten Alliance, which means our Division I athletics are a part of the Big Ten Athletic Conference. And what that means for you is big game days, right? So while there are a few big schools out in the West and in California who have football teams, college sports is really nothing compared to the Midwest. The whole city decked out in red on game days and our school pride and traditions means you are a part of something bigger at Nebraska, not only as a part of our campus, but also as a part of the community of Lincoln. Lincoln is the ultimate college city with our campus interconnected to downtown. It is the heart of what has officially been called the Silicon Prairie, with over 100 startup companies hiring directly from our university. It also offers over 150 miles of hiking and biking trails, as well as nearly the highest amount of parkland per capita in the country. So Lincoln is a perfect combination of city and nature. You've probably heard of other schools being within a college city, but what makes Lincoln the ultimate college city is affordability, safety, and friendliness. Lincoln is ranked second most affordable college town in the nation and is one of the top 100 safest cities in the country. But the biggest bonus is that people are super duper friendly. It makes it the perfect place for college students and young professionals. We're so friendly, in fact, that our slogan in the state is Nebraska Nice. We offer over 150 different programs, as broad as engineering and architecture to as specific as food technology for companion animals, so if you want to make pet food, and PGA golf management. We have 31 different majors in agriculture. Our actuarial science program has a reputation for being one of the best in the country. Our College of Business is one of less than 200 programs with an accreditation in both business and accounting. Our journalism program has the first of its kind journalism drone laboratory. We pioneered one of the first undergraduate psychology programs, and our ceramics program is ranked number 9th in the country. So as you can see, any direction you go, you'll find a stellar program, incredible opportunities. Our most popular majors for California students this year were business administration, criminology and criminal justice, sports media and communication, animal science, and marketing. Our exploratory and pre-professional advising center helps to guide undeclared students and provides pre-health, pre-nursing, pre-law, pre-vet track. We also have 3 different honors programs, as well as a Teacher Scholars Academy for those students looking for that elevated, individualized education. And as a Tier 1 research institution, we're all about collaborating with your peers, colliding with hands-on experiences in research. We have over 500 clubs and organizations like our livestock judging team or our theme park design club, dozens of centers and resources on campus like our Office of Academic Success and Intercultural Services, career services, many, many more. To show you the extent of facilities on our campus, we have 12 laboratories in our computer science and engineering program alone. So we have greenhouses and horticulture laboratories, a tractor test lab, research farm. Students in our forestry classes are getting harnessed up and hanging in our trees on campus. We also have design laboratories for our architecture and interior design students. You could also be gaining hands-on experiences through our first-year learning communities. Within our freshman residence halls, we offer 28 different learning communities. They offer a great way for students to learn together, gain experiences, and connect with other freshmen, but also upperclassmen as well as faculty and staff. But ultimately, everything I mentioned this evening is to give you a fantastic education so you can go on to do big things, right? So whether it's starting a company, working for NASA or John Deere, creating salad dressings that are on the shelves of Target, or students are graduating from Nebraska and making their mark on the world, this is just a fraction of the companies our students are working for after they graduate from Nebraska. They're doing some pretty awesome things, and we know that you'll do some pretty incredible things too as a Husker. So how can you apply? At Nebraska, we're pretty straightforward. We're rolling admission from August 1st to May 1st, available on the Common App, Coalition App, and our institutional application through our website. We have what are called assured admission requirements, meaning if you meet our performance requirement and our core course requirements, you are guaranteed admission as long as you fulfill our dates and deadlines. We will be test optional officially for next year, so the 2021-2022 admission cycle. No letters of recommendation or admission essay. All we have is a scholarship statement for additional leadership and diversity scholarships that's due February 1st. So all of our students are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. Our merit-based scholarships can go up to $15,000 for out-of-state students. Currently, 71% of my California students have been awarded at least a merit-based scholarship. We're consistently ranked a Best Buy and Best Value school because our mission at Nebraska is accessibility and affordability. We are one of the few universities that are offering in-person campus tours, and we have been since the fall. We have been lifting capacity, so please come visit beautiful Lincoln, Nebraska when you are comfortable to travel. Our students have been on campus living in the dorms for the whole year with hybrid classes. Our chancellor announced last month the goal of at least 90% of in-person classes for fall 2021. As of right now, COVID vaccines are not required, but vaccines are available to our students on campus as of last week. Here's my contact information. I'll drop it in the chat. Reach out to me when it's time for apply. I can get you a fee waiver code, and go Big Red.
Thank you so much, Natasha. So now I'd like to ask our panelists if they could turn their microphones and videos back on to join us to, with just a little bit of time that we have left, share a fun or interesting fact about your respective universities. Maybe it's a famous alum, a super cool place on campus, a unique program, a fun tradition. I don't know. Let's see what Sarah has to say first from Washington State University.
Certainly. So I would say I'm regionally located in Western Washington, where I work with Southern California, Alaska students, and Western Washington students, of course. But whenever I'm visiting campus, I have to stop by the Grizzly Bear Research Facility. We're the only university in the nation that offers hands-on research experience with our grizzly bears. A lot of times it's students who are interested in our veterinary medicine program, our zoology, animal science programs, etc. But more excitingly is the work that's currently being done to kind of find a comparison between the metabolic rate of grizzly bears and human beings. With space travel being a really hot topic, you've got Blue Origin in Washington, you've got SpaceX in California, you've got Space Race 2020 is now on. We were just featured with our grizzly bear work about how can we eventually lower the human metabolic rate so low that we can pack fewer amenities on those ships that are going into outer space. If we can pack less water, less food, because we've lowered the metabolic rate of our human body, then we can travel further. So all because of grizzly bear research, hopefully.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sarah. How about Ricardo from Loyola University, New Orleans?
Yes, I mentioned in my presentation that New Orleans is known for movies and TV shows that are being made around the city. Actually, quite a few movies have actually been made in our campus, so you can see some of our buildings here. If you saw the movie Happy Death Day, which is a horror movie, if you're into the horror genre, that was made about 3 or 4 years ago. That was primarily filmed here on our campus. And 22 Jump Street, the movie with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, that was actually filmed. Some of those scenes were filmed here on campus. So you just never know who you might run into when they're filming around campus.
Cool, thank you. Now, Vanessa from University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
Yes, so you often will hear our capital city of Denver referred to as the Mile High City. And so if you didn't know, a mile high is 5,280 feet. The city of Colorado Springs, including our campus, we are a good 1,000 feet higher than the Mile High City. So about 6,500 feet above sea level, which means that typically our temperatures are a little cooler by about 10 degrees compared to Denver. So when Denver is at 90 degrees, we are at a nice 80 degrees.
Thank you, Vanessa. And now Joanne from University of Massachusetts, Lowell.
I'm going to go with a fun tradition. We have what's called United in Blue. It's our first home hockey home opener of the season. Our students get their own blue shirts to cheer on our hockey team. And our hockey team, typically 2 to 3 guys get drafted to the NHL each year. So those games are very exciting, but especially our first home opener of the year. So
thank you. And now last but certainly not least, back to our friend Natasha from the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Yeah, well, I can't not mention Husker football. You can see the stadium behind me, Memorial Stadium. It seats 90,000 people, obviously not right now, so hopefully in the future. But kind of a fun tradition, very random on campus, is during kickoff for all of our home games, our student section, every student takes off a shoe and holds it in the air. We don't really know why, and we haven't been able to really find. I think it goes back quite a while, but that's kind of a fun random tradition to be a part of during Husker football.
Fun. Thank you, Natasha. And thank you to all of you for joining us. This brings us to the end of our presentation tonight. I want to thank the panelists for sharing with us about their universities, and thank you so much to all of you for joining us. We really appreciate you coming to learn today. When you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate any feedback that you can provide us there. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted as part of this College Fair series. So go back to the website and sign up for some more. Still yet tonight, and then even more in a couple of weeks. Also, in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as recordings of the other university presentations from tonight at strivescan.com/RACC. So thanks again to everyone for joining us, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.